The hardest worker in the room is almost never the most powerful. Read that again. The person grinding 18 hours, answering every email, proud of sleeping 3 hours. That person isn't winning. They're being used. 500 years ago, Machiavelli warned about this. And history keeps proving him right. There is a strategy so counterintuitive, so uncomfortable, that once you understand it, you'll start beating people who outwork you 10 to 1. And they won't even know how you did it. This is not about laziness. This is about power. We live in a world addicted to busyness. Hustle culture tells you that exhaustion is a badge of honor, that if you're not overwhelmed, you're falling behind. That suffering proves you deserve success. It doesn't. It proves you lack strategy. Machiavelli described 2 types of rulers. The first inserts himself into everything. Every dispute, every decision, every detail. He feels important, needed, powerful. He is none of those things. He is a bottleneck. If everything depends on you, you don't have power. You have fragility. Now look at the second ruler. He delegates ruthlessly. He speaks rarely. He appears almost idle. People question him. What does he even do? Then crisis hits. While the busy leader is drowning in complexity, the quiet one makes a single decisive move. And everything shifts. That's not luck. That's architecture. History gives us a brutal example. 216 BC. Rome is humiliated. Hannibal destroys their army at Cannae. 70,000 soldiers dead in one afternoon. The public demands revenge. The generals demand battle. One man stands up and says, "Do nothing." Quintus Fabius Maximus refused to fight Hannibal directly. No dramatic confrontation. No heroic charge. Instead, he shadowed him, cut supply lines, burned resources, waited. Rome hated him. They called him the delayer. But Fabius understood something the others didn't. Hannibal was a genius in open battle. If Rome attacked, they would lose again. So he refused to give Hannibal the stage. Hannibal won battles. But he lost the war. Because wars are not won by emotion. They are won by endurance. Fabius didn't do nothing. He did the hardest thing possible. He resisted the urge to act. Most people confuse activity with progress. But effort is often just noise. Your brain rewards busyness almost the same way it rewards achievement. So you feel productive without actually moving forward. Meanwhile, the person above you makes 3 decisions a week while you make 300. And somehow they rise faster. Why? Because power flows toward decision, not activity. One strategic no can save more energy than 100 weak yes. But you say yes to everything. Every meeting, every request, every emotional confrontation. You are playing every hand. Annie Duke calls this the discipline of the fold. In poker, amateurs play almost every hand. They can't tolerate sitting still. Professionals fold most of the time. They wait. They watch. And when the right hand comes, they strike. The amateur plays more. The professional wins more. Because winning was never about frequency. It was about selection. There is another concept buried in Machiavelli's thinking, economy of force. Cut everything that does not serve the objective. Think like a surgeon. A surgeon doesn't make 50 cuts when 3 will do. Every movement is deliberate. Now look at your life. How much of your day is surgical? And how much is just motion? Emails that didn't need sending. Arguments that didn't need entering. Meetings that produce nothing. Tasks that make you feel responsible but change nothing. You are not progressing. You are performing productivity. Cal Newport found that the highest performers don't work more hours. They work deeper hours. Focused, uninterrupted blocks that produce more in 4 hours than most produce in 12. It's not about doing more. It's about removing what doesn't matter. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Cutting feels like losing. Saying no feels risky. White space on your calendar feels irresponsible. But that guilt was installed in you by a system that profits from your busyness. Corporations reward visible effort, not intelligent restraint. The employee who stays until 9 looks committed. The one who finishes early looks suspicious. But the real game isn't about looking busy. It's about positioning. In 16th century Japan, 3 men tried to unify the country. One killed his enemies. One tried to control them. The third waited. Tokugawa Ieyasu conserved his power while stronger men exhausted themselves in war. When they fell, he was still standing. His rule lasted 260 years. Not because he was the loudest, because he was the most patient. There is a difference between passivity and stored power. Passivity is surrender. Stored power is a compressed spring. Still, silent, devastating when released. Strategic inaction is not weakness. It is discipline. Every impulsive reaction you resist stores energy. Every unnecessary battle you avoid preserves clarity. And clarity is your most valuable resource. Decision fatigue is real. Every small choice drains you. What to wear, what to reply, whether to argue, whether to attend. By afternoon, your judgment is weaker. The person practicing strategic restraint eliminates trivial decisions. They automate. They simplify. They conserve mental energy for the moment that matters. Because one well-timed decision can change everything. Momentum without direction is dangerous. A car with no steering wheel still moves. It just crashes faster. There are seasons to accelerate, and seasons to stand completely still. The Japanese call the pause ma, the space between notes in music. Without the pause, music is noise. Without space, life becomes chaos. Your pause is not falling behind. Your pause is positioning. So here's what this means for you. Audit your life. Look at your calendar. How many of those tasks will matter in 6 months? Be honest. Most of them are rituals of fake productivity. Cut them. Not gradually. Decisively. Find the one lever that actually moves your life forward. You already know what it is. You've been avoiding it because it requires depth, not distraction. Then focus on that one thing with a mind that is no longer bleeding energy in 40 directions. The most powerful person in the room is rarely the busiest. They are the most selective. They don't fire 100 bullets into the dark. They wait. They aim. And they fire once.